Welcome to the third episode of Chasing Crazy. Today I get the absolute honour of sitting down and chatting with one of my good friends, Taz Parke, who is a triathlete, an endurance athlete, an ultra athlete, and we get to break down his most recent challenge that he did, which combines all of these, where he took on over a 6-kilometre swim, through a rip, an ocean swim, into a 200-kilometre bike ride, and then into a 50k run, all in the one day. The long way home is what he called it, and I'm super stoked to sit down and chat with Taz about this around the bay in the day event that he's taken on. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. Really hope you guys enjoy this. This is Chasing Crazy with Taz Parke. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about you.
Hey, those toenails need a fucking chat.
Don't tell Izzy that. She reckons that I should go to a podiatrist to get my toenails fixed. I think they're fine. So she messaged one of her podiatrist friends a picture of my toes, and I said, I bet you he's going to say they're fine. And he's like, yeah, they're pretty beaten up, but like, what's a podiatrist going to do?
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet. I won that one. All right, thanks for doing this, dude.
No stress, mate.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm keen.
Nervous as fuck.
Yeah. Nah, it's just casual. So, you know what? I'm going to put a hat on because I bet you I'm going to look back on this and be like, a fucking hat. Your hair looks stupid. All right, so last week, Taz Parke.
Thank you.
The man, the myth, the legend. Last week, you took on the long way home.
Yep.
5-kilometre swim. This is what you plan to do.
Yep.
5-kilometre swim.
Yep.
200-kilometre bike ride.
Mm-hmm.
50k run.
Yeah.
Around the bay of Geelong and Melbourne.
That's it. Yep. Port Phillip Bay.
And it's not what actually happened. Do you want to explain what you ended up actually doing?
Yeah. So in the end, the swim was like 6k. The ride was pretty well spot on, 203k there, and then the run, it was 51 or something. Just wanted to bank it to 260 in the end. So yeah, that's what we hit. But mate, planning maps are hard to produce,
dude,
bro. It's a bit of a shock. Like a kilometre in the pool, it's not like an extra k on land. It sucks. So to swim my 5k and look up, and then I hear that I've still got 1.2k to swim. You're just like, what is this? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fine. And then same thing on the run. It's almost like anything that's not planned solely on roads, maps just loses its shit. And the run that was planned would have been north of 60 k's as we were coming into Point Lonsdale, with just a quick recheck, and I was like, we got too many stops for 50 k's. Like, we're going way too far, and so we had to make a little detour just to tick that one off.
What'd you plan it on?
I tried everything. Strava was the best asset for it. Yeah.
Did you have you done footpath?
No,
dude. I was going to message you once you put up the thing saying that you planned it, and say footpath.
Okay.
That's all I've ever used, and it's always bang on.
Yeah.
It's so good. You can just draw it, or you can do like point to point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably if you do point to point, I remember you saying it wants to take you like the fastest way possible.
Yeah.
But you can draw it with your finger.
Yeah.
But maybe next time.
Yeah, that's it. Next time. Yeah.
So
everything just kept trying to take me across with a ferry as well.
True.
So every time. And then even when I start plotting it halfway, it'd still be like, nah, you're quicker to go back, mate. Like, catch the ferry.
Yeah, mate, you're fucked here. Don't go this way. What would you call this, an ultra Ironman?
Well,
is there a name for this?
Like an Ironman is already like a brand in itself, and that is a set distance. So, I mean,
which is
basically an Ironman's 3.8k swim, 180k ride, and a 42k run.
Yeah.
So
it's just not enough.
But like it's in the space of triathlon, I guess you'd call it an ultra triathlon.
Yeah.
It's beyond.
An ultra triathlon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because is there Ultraman? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Or is that an event?
Yeah. Ultraman is an event in itself. I don't know. It could be. I think it'd be similar to Ironman. Yeah. I assume that they'd have some everywhere, but we just had the one up in Noosa.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's heavy stuff. It's nearly double everything that I just did. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
one go?
Yeah, they split it across 3 days, I'm pretty sure. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, a 10K swim. I want to say like 480K ride or something into a double marathon. So
That's crazy.
that's big stuff.
Yeah. So I want to know what inspired you to do this event.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just, you know, I guess the whole kind of thing with just setting these ridiculous challenges just to push your limits and just see what you're capable of. The more you do, the more you realize your potential. And
Yeah.
it's in times like this where you really, I feel like, most alive. You know,
Yeah.
it's that health, happiness, and independence are all things that we just think will be with us forever. And it's not until you kind of have a bit of a health scare or something like that that kind of puts it all into perspective that this life is pretty short and pretty fragile. And,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't even need to be as dramatic as like death or the end of life. It's like from the age of 25 to 30, we're all going to start declining. So
Yeah.
why don't you try and live as much as you can and experience it all and push those limits now? So,
Far out.
yeah.
You're scaring me just saying
Ah, yes, yeah,
that. I've got to go out and do
yeah.
some.
I don't want to get to the end of life and just think, wishing that I'd done heaps more. So
100%.
just do it all now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like this event in particular,
Yep.
people would have the mindset that you've got now, but maybe sign up to like an official event that people have organized for
Yeah.
you. But for some reason, you've decided, I'm going to create my own thing. And for those that don't know, we live around a bay that separates Geelong and Melbourne.
Yep.
What in particular came to your mind where you're like, all right, I'm going to go around the bay in the day, swim, ride, run?
I think that thrill of adventure's always been there for me. I love the ocean swimming. To be fair, I just don't really enjoy forking out cash for the pool all the time as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try and swim down in that area a fair bit, and the thrill of crossing the rip and swimming across it. So like it's a pretty big thing for a lot of people. So that's always kind of been a pipeline thing for me. And then just I was playing around with distances, and I always wanted to do something that was more than a half Ironman because previously that was my longest single day effort.
Yeah.
Um, and I was looking at all these different ways I could go around, and it was just kind of earlier this year I'd moved to Melbourne and started riding on the other side of the bay, and I was like, damn, this is nearly a perfect like 200K loop. And I knew the swim was they swim 3.5K across in the rip swim.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just playing around with the run bit, but running's what I enjoy the most. So I was like, if that's over, well, that's sick. So yeah,
So there's an actual event that swims through the rip.
yeah, an organized event. Yeah, they do a summer and a winter one. Yeah, super well set up. Very
Anyone
organized.
who's crazy enough to swim through that, I think, is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, and I feel like I don't know what's going to come into questions, but in the part of the planning and the setup, I feel like I'd nearly be a subject matter expert of this fucking rip because it was like 7 weeks ago when I put it up, 8 weeks ago, all I looked at was tide times.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to cross at low tide. There's less water there. It's a shorter swim. Like, we'll be laughing. And then as I get into it, the rip, because there's so much water in Port Phillip Bay and it's all trying to sneak out through this little 3.5K stretch of water.
Yeah.
It takes an extra 3 to 4 hours for all that water to go out. So even as the tide should be out, water's still flowing the wrong way.
Yeah.
So yeah, timing was a nightmare trying to organize that. And yeah.
So you posted this like 8 weeks ago. How much further prior to that had you had this in your mind?
I think
started training / organizing?
training's always just been a mainstay in my life. But specifically, it was the Labor Day weekend. I just went for a ride, rode up to the border. We were camping in Echuca. And I was like, yeah, that's my 200K ride. Like, let's tick it off. So that was the first real big effort. It's always going to be a cowboy effort for these distances, So yeah. you kind of figure out what limits you can have with your training, how much you can fit in, and just push that all the time. And yeah, that's standard. And the idea, I guess, was playing around with it early this year, and kind of settled on it 8 weeks ago.
Yeah. What I love about this is that you had the idea and you weren't like, oh, okay, this is something I want to do in my lifetime. You were like, okay, this is something I'm going to do in like the first half of the year. Because the problem with a lot of people and their goals, I think, is they'll write down their goals or like their New Year's resolutions, and you get to the end of the year and you didn't even look at it once.
Yeah.
But if you make the goal and you just say, I'm going to do this now, or I'm going to do this in the next 10 weeks or something, and just tick it off, you've got like the highest chance of it ever getting done.
Yeah, for sure. I think like when it comes to planning and stuff and your New Year's goals, I'm huge on goals. Like fuck, any of my Instagrams are all just like motivation, inspiration, and everything like that. 100%. That's all it is. And I think that planning is like, it's needed for effective action.
Yeah.
So in my room, I've got the whole year at a glance, and the whole notion around a misogi, like just something that's hard. I was like, yeah, all right, this is going to be mine this year.
Yeah.
A year defining moment, and you just look at the calendar and where it fits in and put it on the paper, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, you couldn't pick a weekend when I was going to be there.
No, yeah, skewing. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy, man. I love that. I'm a goal-driven person. That's probably like one of the biggest things you and I have in common.
Yeah, for sure.
And both of it relates around endurance events, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've planned it. I remember messaging you before, trying to get where your head was at, and you were just saying, man, this swim is on my mind. And because every time I spoke to someone else about it, like Billy or any of my mates, because like talk of the town, like seeing what Taz is doing, yeah, he's fucking crazy. And everyone's talking about the swim, like how is he going to swim through that rip?
Yeah.
That was on your mind a lot. Take me through how you're feeling about that, especially in like the couple weeks leading up to the event.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I hadn't even given thought to the ride or the run. Like you can suffer on land, and I've had shitty sessions. You know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
But in the water, like my longest swim previous to this was 2.4K. So it was always going to be a mission. It just, there wasn't anything else that I could think about but getting across this swim. And even just trying to understand the rip, like the constant thought of sharks are probably my biggest fear.
I was thinking about that for you almost every day.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up. I'd be like, dude, are you thinking about sharks?
Yeah.
I am. I'm not even swimming through there.
Yeah, sharks. I was scared to ask some people questions about it because like everyone's so negative about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, they're just going to shut me down. Like I don't want to hear this right now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something that, like, as scary as it is, I know people have swam it before. So it's like, it can be done.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the first person. We're all idiots for doing it. I get that.
Yeah.
But like, come on.
I thought you would have been, I didn't realize there was an event that went through there. I thought you were like one of the first people to do it.
Nah, yeah. It
doesn't make it any less impressive. I just thought, no one's done this before. He's going to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah, no, it was a serious scare. With the sharks, they're just on my mind the whole time. Heaps of research, and I guess coming back to planning and everything, it's like, how do you incorporate those fears and everything into your plan? Because we can set out that, hey, I want to be at these milestones. I want to have swam 3K 4 weeks out or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But how do you overcome fears as part of your plan? And it's almost like you just need to strip it back and break it down. And the research says that there'd only been like 15 shark attacks in all of Australia through 2024, and not one of them like was in Victoria.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, like, what are the chances? Like, goddamn, so many people are swimming each year. Surely you'll be right. So it's just like limiting that, and then at the end of the day, big one with fears. I had this chat one time. This guy just like, we're in Portugal coming back from the pub, and this whole chat about fears, and it really changed my perspective on fears. It's like, we're never scared of what we say it is. We're scared of the action that will follow it. So if you were to say you're afraid of heights, it's like you're probably not afraid of heights. You're probably more scared of falling than heights.
Yeah.
And then that's subsequently like what happens after you fall.
Yeah.
We don't know. It's that fear of the unknown. And I think that's like, why are you scared of the unknown? Like
Yeah.
you know, there's going to be challenges everywhere, but you just make it way worse in your head than it ever is. Like, sure, it could happen, but the chances are I'm probably
100%.
more cooked driving there than
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. And so the fear of the sharks and swimming across them, was it inhibiting your training coming up to the event?
Yeah, I had some sketchy swims, like doing it off the back of a work day, and I'd get down there and sharks are most active dawn and dusk, and it's sun setting at 5:30, and I'm in the water at 5 o'clock trying to get some Ks in the area.
Yeah.
And the conditions are probably poor. And then it's just like all sandy, and I know I can't touch the bottom. You're just like, I can't see a thing. This sucks. There are a few sessions where I just would stand there for 20 minutes being like, nah, I'm not swimming today. Like, it's just not working. Just cut my losses and got out the water. But yeah, it's all part of it, isn't it? Yeah, they can't all be good sessions.
I mean, that's what makes the finish line so much sweeter.
Yeah.
That's what makes the victory so much better, when there is parts of your training that haven't gone to plan.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned very recently as well. So I'm sure once you finished the swim on the day, that would have made it. I mean, you still had 200 kilometers to bike and 50 Ks to run.
Yeah.
But it would have made the swim so much sweeter.
Yeah, incredible. Like, once I got out the water, mate, I was unstoppable. There was no doubt in my mind I wasn't finishing. Like, it's just like, yeah, all the hard parts done. Like, sure, you got a long day ahead, but that was the only thing causing me grief mentally. So, yeah, it was good.
Take me to finish it. So, to the day, you started the swim at 11 a.m. Mm-hmm. Was that because of tides?
Yeah, tides. Yeah, they have slack water, so I had to wait for basically the current and the tide to be going in the same direction. That's what I had to wait for, and that happened just after 11 o'clock. So the theory was, if I start on the beach at 11, I could kind of get out into the middle, and then it'd all start to to be going in the same direction.
And so on the day you started the swim, mm-hmm. How did it go? What was it like out in the middle of the rip?
It was funny. It was like you could very well split it up into 3 sections. Through the rip, it's basically, there's a shallow 15 to 20 meter like ledge, and then in the middle it goes down to like 100 meters. They're basically just walls.
Yeah.
And that's like the old ancient Yarra River. That's where went out. So as you approach the edge, you can feel there is just a power of water that comes up and pushes over. And as I got closer and closer, it honestly felt like I was moving backwards. I'm looking at the ground and I'm like, I've seen this same bit of seaweed for like 5 minutes now. Like, it felt like a real uphill battle. And then as it opens up, that's when you get like the real swell. And it was kind of good there, because like, as sketchy as it is, it's like consistently, we had some like a bigger swell, so you consistently going up and over.
Yeah.
And consistency is good when you try and swim.
Yeah.
At least you know when you can breathe and when you can't. And then as I got onto the other side, the winds had kind of picked up, and that was just choppy shit. It didn't matter where I tried to breathe. I was copping a mouthful of water.
Really?
But yeah, it was very distinctly in 3 parts. Yeah.
Far out. Do you think any kind of training would have prepared you for that?
I guess it's getting in there in those conditions.
Yeah.
Like, no pool swimming's ever going to produce those conditions. So yeah, getting out there. The area is known for, it's pretty exposed and open, so you're probably not going to get it in the bay, but along the coast, definitely. Yeah, start swimming in the chop.
And you had crew with you doing that, or?
Yeah, Edencraft boats were super awesome. Got a boat in the water to support me if anything were to go wrong.
Yeah.
Mum wouldn't have let me do it if I didn't have something in the water.
Yeah.
They had a boat in the water. I had a mate on the boat, and he was just looped into the rest of the crew so that they could say, like, when I'm approaching or whatever. And on the boat there was like a Gatorade and some gels if I needed it. We stopped like in the water. I never touched the boat or got out the water.
What?
But he like threw the Gatorade, and I'd have a little sip. As I said, on the other side it was just like,
you never touched the boat?
Nah, no.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, so I had to swim out to meet them, and then they sat down current of me. And,
Yeah. At any point were you holding a buoy or something to have a drink?
Nah, like the wetsuit's pretty buoyant, and I had like a tow float so
Yeah.
that I can be seen in the water.
Yeah.
Like some big ships that pass through there. So
Did you see big ships?
yeah, one went through just before I started,
Yeah.
and one came through right after me. Thank God. So yeah,
All
pretty keen
right.
to
Is
get out
there a
their way.
timetable where they come in that you could check that, or it's just run the
Uh,
risk?
yeah, you just kind of run that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see them coming a mile away, so and they've only got their tow lines are only like it's a K long or whatever, a K wide. That's like one stretch that I just can't stop in. So
Yeah.
just try and get in and out of their area, and hopefully, if they were coming, the whole contingency was I just had to be 100 meters away from them. Supposedly, if you're any closer than that, you can get sucked in with their stuff. So
Yeah.
we didn't want to. I'm not risking that.
Yeah. No, that's life or death.
Yeah.
And then so the swim was meant to be 5K.
Yeah.
It blew out to 6.5. Or
near on. Yeah, 6.3.
How come that happened?
Again, just comes back to maps, mate. Like, and looking back, my map, like my line was pretty straight too. So
I looked at it.
Yeah.
It was straight.
Yeah.
And just at the end, you come in towards the shore. Is that right?
Yeah. Towards the end, as I said, I was just getting slammed by waves, and so you could feel the current would have taken me into the bay a lot more. And at one point, I just turned around, like nose down there, and just you get a few easy strokes in. So you kind of overshot that a little bit. Just trying to take an easier line instead of working across it. Yeah, but
Is that worth it, taking the easier line rather than the shorter distance through a tougher swim?
Yeah, each their own. Like,
Yeah.
I was sick of working. As I said, like when you prepare for 5Ks and you're already at 6, you just want it to be over. So just got that done. And it's an area that I haven't swam in on the other side much. So I know that there's, like boats and stuff aren't allowed in the area.
Yeah.
So
how long did the swim end up taking?
like 2 hours dead on, an hour 59, 6.3K. So yeah.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, 2 hours in there.
And then straight on the bike, or did you have a rest?
Nah, I had to get it's through the national park, so it's about it was a K from the water to the transition area. I had some good friends, Mitch and Cara, over the other side, and they had my bike there, and just a good chance. I just got changed and basically head off. Normal transition.
How did fueling go while you were in between the water and the bike? Because I can imagine it's hard to fuel in the water, or near impossible.
Yeah, well, that was it. I planned to, but I just wanted to get in and out, and so I didn't take anything in through the swim, and then as you transition, I'm more just I know I can eat and drink on the bike, so I'm just
easier.
I'm just trying to get dressed and get on my way.
Yeah. And you had a couple mishaps on the bike.
Yeah, nearly everything that went wrong did go wrong, but that's all part of it. The bike. The biggest thing that I hadn't thought about was the weather. We'd had a month of perfect conditions down here. And then on that Saturday, it was just shit. Like windy, rainy, cold. And we got to 50Ks and it was fine. But that from 50 to 75Ks, it just pissed rain the whole time. And I'm wearing like a race tri-suit, short.
Yeah.
And I was probably the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Really?
Yeah, coming into that Morty Alex stop. So that was shocking. And then it was just the typical stuff that goes wrong. I had like carbon plated, they're carbon wheels and tubular. So there's no bike tube for me to repair when it goes flat. So the whole contingency there was I had my training wheels as well. So we just swap it out and put like my normal back wheel in.
Yeah.
After I got that first flat, that involves me changing the brake calipers because it's different thickness, and super grateful for my mates. And he's like, "Oh, let me hold this." And my mate's holding it. We're doing our bits, and I was like, "Yeah, so where's that screw?" He's like, "Fuck, I've dropped it." We're on the side of the highway, we're all hands and knees looking for this tiny little grub screw for my brakes.
Yeah.
We couldn't find it, so took it on without brakes, and then I had the front brakes, but the carbon brake pads, they're a softer compound, and just with all the rain and all the grime from the road, it just eroded those plates. So I was full lock on the brakes and just like picking up speed going
Really?
down hills. It was so
Holy
sketchy.
shit.
Yeah, not it. Yeah, and then no more than half an hour later, got another flat, like just picking up little bits of metal in the road.
Yeah.
So we fixed that. A light died. Yeah, we put like this sketchy little headlight that was terrible on it, and then there was no car access for a little bit. Um, Mate, just everything went wrong there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you have people riding with you?
yeah. Mitch, who picked me up in the water, he did the first 75 k's up to that Mordialloc stop with me,
Yeah.
and then from there I was on my own for the bike. Like had people at checkpoints
Yeah.
about every 25 k's, but yeah.
What was the mindset? Did the mindset drift between having someone with you than when you're by yourself?
Definitely, you don't have anyone to just laugh with, or
Yeah.
you know. There was one time Mitch got dropped at the lights, and so there's a car pull out lane, and I just go to pull in there, and you kind of fatigued after riding a bit and not really thinking about much. And I pull up right behind this car, and I haven't looked, and then I turn around, and this guy's on the side of the road trying to take a piss, and and I'm within like near meter you away from
Yeah.
this guy trying to take a piss on the side of the road, waiting for a mate, and you're just like you can't do anything but laugh. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, yeah.
Was there any point where you were thinking about, oh fuck, I still have to run 50K. This sucks.
Nah, not really. It's all part of the adventure.
Yeah.
I think that if you frame it as an adventure instead of a race, it's so much easier to get
100%.
through it,
Yeah.
especially in that ultra realm.
100%.
Yeah.
So then the 200K bike ride finished, was that in Avalon or
No,
Geelong?
no, in
In
Leopold.
Geelong. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
true.
yeah. Just at Christie's Roads.
Yeah.
The rail trail there.
At what time?
Way later than we thought. I think I got in. Oh, I want to say it was like closer to midnight
Yeah.
when it got in. Yeah, midnight, 1 a.m. or something. Yeah, yeah, that's
And
when I
then you
got in.
still had 50K to run.
Still had 50K to run,
And
but
did a
yeah,
few boys do the whole thing with you? 50K run?
one lad did the full 50 with me.
Yeah.
But there was like three others took off with me at the start, and when the two dropped out, we had another three jump in at like 3 in the morning. So yeah, that was sick.
And was the run, do you think, the easiest part?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like as shit as it is, but again, you've done this stuff before. Like you know how much it sucks. It's just easier to suffer on land and be around people. And
Yeah.
like if I need to slow down, I can slow down. I'm not like in the way of cars and stuff. There's nothing out there when
Yeah.
I'm running. So
I
yeah,
still can't believe you didn't touch the boat. I
yeah.
was thinking like you're going to swim like 500 meters, hold onto the boat, have a drink, go 500 meters.
Nah, you just it's not even worth it. You know, people
Yeah.
will just flame you for it for
That's so
support
much
and
more
aid.
impressive.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
mate.
50K run after 6.5K swim, 200K bike ride. And then it also started at like midnight. So you
Yeah,
ran through the whole entire night virtually.
yeah. Ran through the whole night. Yeah, we actually finished up and it was like right on sunrise. So
Yeah. How
yeah,
are you feeling
perfect.
during the run?
Like when I got moving, terrific. The breaks were well needed. But yeah, just kind of check in and try and eat some real food at
Yeah.
each little break there. It was kind of the stops were planned every 6Ks on the run. Um, yeah, the hardest part, it was freaking cold. So when you stop and
Yeah.
it's
Your
hard to
body
get going
seizes
again.
up.
Yeah,
You had a shocking day of weather.
yeah,
So you've been cold, like you said, cold throughout the whole bike ride,
yeah,
coming off a swim
yeah,
through there,
yeah,
and then into a 50K run through the middle of the night.
yep,
Literally from what time did you finish?
yeah, like 7 a.m.
7 a.m. So
Yeah,
literally from midnight to 7 a.m.
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
feel the effects of sleep deprivation?
Yeah, towards the end of it, you kind of anyone that goes through the night, it's that kind of you say 2 through till 4 a.m. I feel like that stretch is always the hardest. Like even day to day life, you kind of by that 4 5 a.m. you're kind of getting up so
Yeah.
your body's kind of used to it, but you're never up through that stretch, and so
Yeah.
to stay up there, you really start to feel that sleep, the lack of sleep.
Yeah. Were you smashing caffeine?
No, I had one Red Bull before I started the swim, and then that was it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. No, no other caffeine, not
Yeah.
even in the gels. So yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah.
And how much of your fueling do you reckon was gels or liquid carb mixes?
Liquid carb mixes heaps. Fortunate enough to work with a dietitian. Yeah, Alice Rose, the injury clinic down
Yeah.
here in Geelong. We got together just before Bali Hope last year,
Yeah.
and yeah, just through 12 months of just constant work, just figuring out what works and what doesn't. Yeah, I didn't drink water until the run. It was all water
Liquid
and
carbs.
maltodextrin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And electrolytes.
Yeah. I had Precision Fuel and Hydration. They're 1,500 milligram. There was just a bottle with
Yeah.
the aid station kind of thing, and I just have a massive squirt of that each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did track everything that I consumed after it, so it's good just to know your numbers and see what works and what doesn't. Yeah,
Do you feel like you hit it perfectly? Well, no, it's never going to be perfect,
it's
but
never going to be perfect. I was stoked that I was pushing for the solid foods.
yeah.
I know myself, like the gels will start to make me super like bloated, whereas the solid foods I don't get that as much. So yeah, that was a huge win.
Especially over 20 plus hours.
Yeah, it was like 20 hours dead on,
Yeah.
start to finish. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's good. So in the run, you started taking on water, and you'll stop. I remember because I was as soon as I finished, I was like checking your Instagram, and you're at Macca's at one point. What did you get at Macca's?
I got yeah, Macca's. I don't eat sauces, so it was just the medium cheeseburger meal, meat and cheese only, with another cheesy.
That sounds
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Everyone says that. It's all I've ever known, though. So yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah. Get some chips in the burger.
Was that what
That
your
picture
body
went
was?
around, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that what your body was craving?
Um, you get excited not to eat sweet shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. There's
man.
only so many
When you're
gels.
so far into something like that, and your teeth as well,
Mm.
you're like, I just want to brush my teeth, have like a regular
Yeah,
meal.
yeah.
Like, I'm sick of sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar sucks. Everyone's
Sugar
like, have some
sucks.
lollies. Like, piss off.
Yeah,
I don't want another lolly. Like,
yeah,
do you know how many gels I've eaten?
yeah,
Oh, that's the worst.
yeah. You do munch away there.
Yeah. So finish up 7 a.m. at Torquay. I saw.
Point Lonnie.
Oh,
Right, yeah,
Polani.
right back to the start. That's where I
Oh,
started the swim.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that outdoor shower where you were popping the champagne
Yeah.
bottle. For some reason, that just registered as in Torquay Main Beach in my head.
No.
That was a
Yeah,
Lonnie.
so I did I called it a long way home, and it
Yeah,
was start and finish.
I
Back
did
at the
know
start.
that. I don't know why that registered in my brain as Torquay.
Yeah.
But yeah, how sweet was that moment?
So good. You just there's that like it's all easier when you can start to see the sun come up, and I love that sunrise stuff. And so yeah,
Yeah,
just to come in there and have like all my family and a bunch of friends there to finish with the 5 boys next to
yeah,
me, like awesome feeling, mate. Yeah,
that's sick.
yeah,
Were you
loved it.
playing that through your head whilst you're doing the event?
Yeah, and like it's a stretch that I've ran a lot. That little foreshore there, just along Point Lonnie.
Yeah,
I actually went there the night before it, just kind of my shakeout, and just you run along there into the finish line. I'm big on that visualization. You just
yeah,
kind of
for
imagine
sure.
it, feel it all, and yeah. So it's just exactly what I wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's elite.
yeah.
How far into your run do you think you were, or not run, into the event, do you think you were thinking about that moment?
Nah, not until the sunrise come up.
Really?
Yeah, you just checkpoint every 6K. Like I've only got to get to there each time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
At any point, did you think, not, well, I don't think you would have thought it, am I not going to make it? Or are you just like, at any point, did you think, fuck this, it's not worth it?
Nah, the only I'll say the moment of weakness was when we changed the run. Like you know, to have I've put out a plan, a map to say that this is the way I'm going. And as we get closer, and as I say, like I don't want to be north of 60Ks, like that extra 10K to make that decision or to find out that decision when I'm, 18, 19 hours into an event that I've
Yeah,
got another 10K that's going to add another hour. Like fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
you kind of wish, like, now having finished, the moment you finish, like, damn, could have done that. You almost wish that you just stuck it out and like, yeah, but that's all right. I still got the 50K, so yeah.
Would you change anything the way that it went?
Oh, just pick some nicer weather. Would have made it
Yeah.
a little more
But
enjoyable.
did it make it sweeter, do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Like, those conditions of the swim were just so poor.
Yeah.
And then to do it, you can't really blame the weather or anything, but to know that I did it in shit conditions, yeah, it's kind of a sweet little cherry
Yeah.
on top.
And then finish at 7 a.m. What was the plan afterwards? Did you
Nothing.
go to bed?
Yeah. Fortunately, I knew I had an RDO on the Monday, so just, yeah, that Sunday was just survive, do whatever.
Did you stay up all day?
Well, I ran through the night, so no.
Yeah.
Like Sunday, the moment I got in the car, we had to drive some of the boys back to their cars,
Yeah.
and the moment I sat down in that car, mate, I like couldn't keep my eyes open. The
Really?
boys talked to me, and I just bang, I was out, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're almost in the point of overexhaustion.
Yeah.
That's what I get worried about doing an event through the night is
Yeah.
that you get to the other end and you're like, oh, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And then your body just hates you
Yeah.
because you need the sleep to recover.
Yeah. And you do feel that, hey, like, I think as well, my previous all night effort was Barley Hope,
Yeah.
12 months ago now. And after that, I got so sick, man. Like, I was in the hospital, in Indo hospital. And so it was just like, I'd, any situation where I didn't end up in the hospital was just a huge win for me. So I was like, to finish and feel fine and like, yeah, just have a nap. That was perfect, man.
Yeah.
I'd won.
Any risk of injury or any niggles that come up during the event that you had to readjust?
Nah, super fortunate. Yeah, no niggles. I didn't come off the bike. No crashes. So, yeah, very, very fortunate.
That's
man.
elite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no readjusting. Oh, I had like my neck actually from the swim. It had just rubbed the shit out of my neck, and so
Chafing
like bad. And then everything that I had, like trying to wear rain jackets and stuff, it's that plastic material, and then I'm a bit sweaty and it's like sticking to me. And yeah, there was so much Vaso used around my neck.
Yeah,
that
dude,
night.
chafing's the worst.
Yeah, no.
And
There's
then
no way to beat it when you're there, is it?
coming out of salt water,
Yeah.
moving your limbs up against your body in salt water for 2 hours is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, but I like through all my training, I'd never really suffered it. Like,
Yeah.
and I put so much body glide on. I don't know what it was just that day, but
Yeah.
stitch up.
Do you chafe normally?
Uh
Like just running, riding? I don't know if you chafe. Do you chafe when you ride? Is that a thing? Do people chafe?
not as much.
Yeah.
No. Your butt cheeks will chafe.
Yeah. While you're riding?
Yeah.
Really?
When I finished that huge ride, like, yeah, the border run up to Echuca, yeah, my ass was not it.
Yeah.
But then run wise, you know what shorts work and what don't.
Yeah.
Shout out LSKD for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's
their
good.
race shorts are about the only ones that don't chafe me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sick. I remember after my first marathon at Melbourne, my butthole was that chafed. It was cooked. This is way too much information, but we were staying in Melbourne with the boys who'd done the run,
Yeah.
and I was like, this was probably 2 or 3 hours after the run. We'd gone back to the apartment, and I thought, why does my butt hurt so much? And I've gone in and looked at it in the mirror. It was so red, and I was just said to the boys, "This is so cooked," and I took a picture of it. This is way too much information. Took a picture of it, and me and the boys who were there were losing it. And I said, "Do I send this to the boys chat?" And they said, "Yeah, you got to." No context at all. Sent just a close up of my red raw butthole to the boys group chat. Just no context, and we were just losing it for that long. Ever since then, so much Vaso has gone into it. Like, even I had Billy and Izzy running my socials while I was doing my event.
Yeah.
And they'd put up a story of, I think 2 stories maybe, of me Vasoing my butthole. And it's just something you got to do. And recently I found out I also have to do, also too much information, but it's so real. I have to do like around my gooch, around my
Yeah.
balls, everything.
Yeah.
Because even I did it, I think, at every stop on my last run.
Yeah.
And I think at the end, I still got in the bath and my
Yes,
gooch was
dude.
like,
Yeah.
it killed.
Yeah. That's the worst. Yeah. Fuck the shit we go through.
Yeah. My thought process when I was running, this is during my event, because I'd get to the aid stations and I'd forget everything that I was
Yeah.
thinking about during the run. Because I'm
For
like,
sure.
you're running and you're like, oh, I need this, I need this, I
Yeah.
need this. And then I'd get there and I'd just be so happy to see my crew that I'd just forget everything.
Yeah.
And then just as I was leaving, they'd be like, oh, Vaso, deep heat. And I was like, oh, yes, I need to Vaso everything.
Yeah.
And then deep heat the glutes, like the calves.
It's funny
Yeah.
how in those efforts, like you really think about everything and nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
yeah, you're like, I need this, and this. And then 2 seconds later, it's like, I'm a fucking goldfish and I
Yeah.
have no idea what I've just thought about.
Because people ask me at the end, what did you think about the whole time? I mean, yours might have been a little bit different because you had for half of the run for the whole run and half of the ride. When you have other people with you, you don't think about too much, I guess.
No.
But when you're by yourself in the water, plus that stretch of ride, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, like it's so much harder to get distracted. Like you just, if there's any thought, it's just going to ruminate, and it's hard to push them away.
Yeah,
The swim, when the fuck's this going to end? That was my
yeah,
whole thought. Like, oh, you're nearly there, and then the other half of the ride, I guess you're still out in the elements, so you can kind of think about other stuff. I still had cars to worry about and lights. It's like
yeah,
you see that light turn and you're like, fuck, I got to make this, and you just fucking
yeah.
stand up and try and get there. But yeah, there's no real thoughts that carry me through.
Nah, and there's nothing. I don't think when you do something like that, when you finished, there's nothing that you remember thinking about.
Nah,
There's
100%.
stuff going through your mind the whole time. But you
Yeah.
get to the end and you're like, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, it's almost like you've been dreaming.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can't really remember.
In the time,
dream,
it's
yeah.
not a dream at all.
No,
You're just
no.
like in
Yeah.
pain. But
Yeah.
when you finish, you're like, that's kind of a blur.
Mm.
Okay, so then you woke up Sunday. How'd the body feel?
Man, I had the biggest waddle going on. Through Sunday, I was all right. Like in past experience, I know just if I can keep moving, it really does help out with the DOMs
Flush
and
it out,
everything.
yeah.
So kind of had a nap 10 till 2, and then what do we do? Just kind of tried to put some stuff together. Just pretty lazy day on the couch.
In Geelong?
Yeah. Just back home, and then it was that Monday, RDO. I knew I needed to get moving, and bro, I was waddling hard. But bit of a walk, stretch legs, get a coffee, and honestly, just check in with your body and see what hurts, what doesn't.
Yeah.
Super fortunate, as I said. No real niggles, just general soreness and
That's
whatnot.
unreal.
So
Did you
good result.
were you on a high? Did you have post-event blues? How was the mindset?
I was almost just laughing to myself. It was another perfect day. Like,
Yeah.
again, the Saturday shit, and then this Monday, it was gorgeous sun. Like, yeah, awesome. Went for a walk around the bluff, like Barwon Heads, Ocean Grove, around here. And you just kind of smile and look at people and like, hey, how you going? No one has any fucking idea what you've just done over the weekend. Like, no one gives a shit. And you just like, it puts it all back into perspective. It's so humbling that you can do everything, and it's only yours.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That's kind of the beauty of it too.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we have this, like, we have social media to share things with everyone, which is also an incredible tool, and it can be a motivation, and it can also, like, the things that you see other people doing can also put you down, as well as lift you up. It goes both ways. Everyone knows that. But at the end of the day, no one's going to know everything that you went through, not just on the day, everything that it took to get to there. And put yourself through that, both mentally and physically. Which is the beauty of it. And you still get to share it with so many people, which is incredible.
I loved it.
I'm sure you would be the same. You realise that this is a goal you've set yourself, but in no way is it an individual sport, especially with yours, man. Like, that's crazy. The amount of people that it would have taken to set it up and get through it. What kind of outcome do you think would have happened, or how would the day have gone differently if you didn't have all the support? and people.
It's just simply not possible.
Yeah.
Like, it's not possible. Like, even logistically, how do I get my bike on the other side?
Yeah.
Like, that's a 3-hour drive to go around, or it's on the ferry, and then what? Drive there, drive back, lock it up somewhere, and ride with a lock. Like, no,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work without other people.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah, and it's just like, you need to ask for help. Hey,
Yeah.
like, you simply, in the pursuit of anything, you can't do everything. Like, you need to be able to hand off tasks and
Yeah.
trust people that, they're going to get it done. So yeah, super grateful that I got a good bunch of mates around me to
100%.
support and assist in that regard.
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like everything went unbelievable.
Yeah.
When you finished, this is something I've juggled with in the past. I think when I've finished certain events or certain goals, my mindset has gone one of two ways.
Yeah.
And it either goes, what's next? Or you're just like totally living in the moment. How do you think you felt?
Yeah, like right now, I just kind of, I'm so shit without a plan, man. Like, I always want those next steps. So it's kind of, having been here before, it's times like this where I've really got to lock in and just try and get the basics right. You're just trying to get back into your normal routine and everything. You pick up an extra 14 hours through the week where you're not training. So like, what are you doing in that time? I don't want to be sitting there scrolling on socials and stuff. So yeah, just trying to really soak it all in and yeah, just understand what you've done and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know if that answers the question, but
is there a next?
There's always going to be a next,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah,
Do you
I
know
always
what
want to
it
push
is?
the limit. Nah,
you don't have to tell us.
I really don't know what's next. Like, I still got a pretty busy year.
Yeah.
Got some travel planned off to South America within the
true.
month, so super keen for that. And then looking beyond Sydney and Melbourne, loosely linked to Noosa Tri as well. So
Yeah.
That'll be a pretty big back end of the year.
Yeah. Is
All going well.
Melbourne Mara?
Yeah, Sydney and Melbourne I'll do.
Yeah, sweet.
You on for them?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, cool.
What's your mindset going into those, you reckon?
I mean, Sydney's going to be the start of the World Majors, hey? So, like, for myself, having not done one. So, I've got big plans to just, bro, I honestly just want a new pair of shoes each time. I want to, like, frame it up, like, just all my majors. I just want to tick them all off.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try and enjoy Sydney. And Melbourne's the only marathon I've ever really raced.
Yeah.
And so, probably just
does
try and
enjoy
go
mean try and PB, or does it?
I don't want to.
Not sure
I don't want
yet?
to put anything out there yet, but we'll just get through South America. Like, I've only got a 6-week turnaround from when I get back to Sydney.
Oh,
so
true.
it's not like an ideal Mara prep.
Yeah. How long are you away for?
I got like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be spending like hours every day training.
No, like, I'm, that's these holidays to enjoy after everything. Sure. So you yourself, you love it too. Like, it's just all about chasing those experiences and really living in it. So I don't want to be, kind of all or nothing guy, and I don't want to be trying to do both at the same time. There is a time for training, and this is not that. So
do you think there will ever be an ultimate goal?
No, because whenever you achieve it, you're just gonna go one more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is there anything beyond regular events? Like, I guess you've already done beyond a regular event. I'm thinking world records, that kind of thing.
I think
or massive, like, multi-month challenges.
Yeah, I think that if there's anything, that's where it'll be.
Yeah.
Like, you just seen Will Googe do that, and
you're like, next.
this is gonna be sick. Like, and it's funny, like, we're nowhere near that. I'm nowhere near that now, but neither was he at some point either. There is no limit to it. Like, you just got to set your mind to it and do the best you can. Hey, mentally, you got to believe in yourself, and I think that builds. So
have you been keeping up with William Googe's content and stuff?
Yeah.
Have you seen the haters or the What do you thought?
Like, about his heart rate and stuff. Is that, that's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, it's still that, what is it? Yeah, no, just like people, there's always going to be haters, hey?
Yeah.
Some people just have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Rather just believe in it all like magic, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure. It's all, the truth's going to come out eventually. So
I just like to think there's not people in this world that have the ability to do that. Obviously, it takes a lot of a person to go and do something like that. Would also be a liar.
yeah, like, yeah, it makes no sense to me,
I'd
man.
rather believe, even if it came out that he was cheated,
Yeah.
like I'd rather believe that he didn't.
Yeah, we're not the idiots
Yeah.
for, you know, believing it's truth. Like, he's going to be the idiot if it ever came out that he
Yeah.
was cheating, you know? So I don't think there's any harm in believing it.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're going to hate on it, well,
I mean, you
good
get
luck,
so,
yeah.
you get so much more from believing in it.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
100%.
Yeah,
He's an animal. I reckon.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got to go
fair
watch
chassis.
him finish down at we went to Centennial Park.
I saw this. Yeah.
And it just super humble dude.
Yeah.
And the way he spoke in front of the group, yeah, it did, like, he wasn't doing it for all the. It didn't look like he was doing it for all the flashiness and for all the credit.
Yeah.
But also, I wasn't on the run with him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
As well. Also, gorgeous human being.
Yeah.
He has to be the most attractive man I've ever fucking seen.
Definitely. Yeah.
So many people replied to my story like, he's so hot. And I'm like, I know, what the fuck? And like, how can you run across Australia in record time and still hold muscle like that?
Yeah.
Surely you're eating a bunch of shit. Dude, you look ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
But that's the goals, and like, just to push the limit and do some, I don't know, you know, I'm sure we'll come up with some stupid idea. It's not out there yet, just to do it. So yeah, keen, mate. Keen.
Chasing crazy.
Chasing crazy. That's it.
That's it.
Chasing crazy.
Nah, well, congratulations to you, man. I know that
you too.
There's bigger and better things, which is crazy to say because what you've already done is insane. I don't think I'll ever get over the swim ever. That just is crazy to me. Even just going through that rip just is ridiculous, let alone swimming 6Ks in itself.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you, man.
Thank
and
you,
then obviously 200Ks and then 50K run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
But
I'm super stoked with it, hey?
Bigger and better things coming ahead.
That's definitely bigger and better,
sick.
mate. Yeah.
I'm super grateful for you doing this. I'm super grateful to have you as a friend as well, because such a good man to look up to, and I'm sure we feed off each other.
We definitely
real
do,
well.
mate. It goes both ways.
I'm super keen to do a couple of events together.
Yeah, for sure.
We've never done
We haven't had one. No.
You've been at, like, I don't think I've been at an event for you either. Sorry, man.
No.
You were at Ballarat for me, which was so good too. Like, you got me through Ballarat. Also, I remember running when I was pacing Ballarat like 4 weeks ago. I remember seeing you and you were filming me and you're like, fuck, you look strong.
Yeah, you did, bro.
I put on the bravest face. I was fucked. And I was like, there's no way I actually look strong. And a few other people saw me. Richie saw me and Hughesy and that. And I think they might have said, yeah, you looked like you were struggling. Because I was in the fucking hurt locker. And then I remember when you said, you're looking strong, and then you're running, filming me, and I thought, I have to put on the bravest face right now, because I was fucked. I was so cooked.
Because he's all just got up over that hill.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's kind of that sigh of relief that everyone was up and over. And it was the funniest thing because so many people that I knew running were chasing that sub-3 goal as well. And, like, in your little group, it's like, Flynn Marsh was there. My cousin was there. Like, I could reel off 10 people that were just there, and none of them knew each other.
We had such a good group too.
So
everyone was firing. Everyone was like getting around each other. I was talking to the group the whole time. Oh man, the finish line with that group would have been so much fun. But I think quite a few people blew up in the end, which is unfortunate. But Yeah, Flynn got his time, which I was
Yeah.
super stoked with.
Yeah.
Did your
definitely.
cousin end up running sub-3?
Yeah, sub-3, first one.
That's so sick.
Yeah, awesome effort from the lads. So.
Such a cool milestone.
It's a huge achievement, eh?
Yeah.
You, like to get it. That's your first time. Like I didn't go sub-3 my first time.
Yeah.
It's like 3:46 or
Insane.
something.
Yeah. When I hear about people going sub-3 their first marathon, that's insane.
Yeah, it's
it was
ridiculous.
Flynn's first marathon as well.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
just led by the right people.
Yeah, for 27K.
Trained him up. Yeah.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I can't wait to do an event together.
That's it. Let's do it. Yeah.
It'll be so sick. Thanks, dude.
No worries, mate. All good.
Absolute legend.
Thank you.
That's chasing crazy.
Chasing crazy.
Yeah.